Our thoughts, actions, social media posts, opinions, comments, suggestions about everything sports related represents XO Sports and anyone else that's on the show. Like it, love it, hate it, and enjoy it. Thank you for joining us. This is XO Sports with Kevin G and German Ramos. On today's episode, we got a very special guest, man. We got the world-renowned live TV primetime fighter, championship man, straight from Miami, South Beach, baby, Luis Baboon Palomino. Palomino, how are you today, my man?
Great, brother. Great. Feeling good, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for being on the show, man. I appreciate it. I know you're very busy. I know you got this upcoming fight for the championship WSOF lightweight belt. And I thank you that you can spend some time with us today.
No problem, brother.
So just so everybody gets to know you a little bit better, how did you actually come up with the name Baboon? Where did that come from?
That was given to me in my capoeira days. In the beginning, I was in team Abolição, and in that gym, the logo of the group was a baboon, and I was, one of the best guys in there, and they named me after the logo.
Okay, that's badass. I like that. Now, I know you're a student of the combat. I know you have a boxing and, like you just mentioned, the capoeira background. What other disciplines do you currently practice?
I started out boxing. I have 13 years of capoeira, and I have going on 9 years now of about 9 years of jiu-jitsu now. I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu too. Other than that, man, that's it, man. My boxing, my capoeira, and my jiu-jitsu.
Okay, excellent. And when did you gain your black belt?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Okay, nice. Oof. I'm just actually MMA. That's how you do it. Mix it all up. Very good.
Yes, sir.
So I've seen you've been training in Arizona for this particular fight. Is there anything that you've done differently in the Arizona training camp?
Well, it's basically everything related. Of course, it's the difference is that it's a complete different team and have complete different schedule and a regiment. Bottom line is it's a sick regiment. I'm hyped about it. Mm-hmm. Very good training over here. With the guys at the MMA lab. I'm just happy to be here, man. I mean, I only came here 2 weeks early, so I can acclimate right to the weather. Last time I had problems breathing here, and this time around, that's one big change that I did. Last time I was here 3 days. I was here one day, the next day was the weigh-ins, the next day was a fight, and there is no time to acclimate. So that's one of the big differences that I did for this fight.
I see. Good. Very good. Yeah. You got to strategize. It's not just the physical, it's that mental also.
Yeah, right.
Got you. So I know you had a tremendous battle in the first fight with Justin Gacy for that WSOF world lightweight title. I did notice in that first round you both went for a kick at the same time. You caught each other in the shins. And I thought that might have played a factor in the fight. Did it?
Yeah, I wish it would have been on the shins. It was his shin on my ankle, man. It completely took my ability to move, to move lateral. It took my ability to kick. It even took my ability to check kicks. I couldn't put my weight on my right leg to check the kicks, which ended up costing me the fight later on.
I got you. Yeah, I thought when I first saw those first two blows, I was like, man, that didn't look good I thought both of you guys for a minute. Okay, now I got the picture on that one. Now, what did you take away from that first fight to better prepare you for this rematch?
Oh, definitely up in my cardio. This time around, I slept in a hyperbaric chamber for a couple of weeks. Before coming to Arizona, and I stepped it up on my cardio big time. On my running drills and everything. And other than that, there was nothing else that was missing. Just acclimation and a bigger tank of gas,
I got you. So what does that chamber actually do for you physically?
It simulates high altitude. Justin trains in Colorado. He trains in high altitude. So he will always come to a fight, with more gas in the tank, Okay. And it's not much of a difference from Arizona, Phoenix to Miami. I mean, there is a difference, but it's not a crazy difference in altitude. I just did it, just to do something new. You can't get new results without, new tactics, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very good. I didn't never thought about maybe fighters actually doing that to kind of adjust, I guess for stamina. So that's an interesting move on your part. Now Justin Gacy says his continuous pressure is going to dictate this fight. In your mind state, what do you think you need to do to control this fight? Either control the center of the ring or being continuously moving.
Both. Control the center of the ring and be continuously moving. You know, he's very flat-footed. He only walks forward, you know, and I'm anticipating that. I'm waiting for that. You know, he's going to do what he does, and he can't do it no other way, you know. I can do it a million ways. He's going to just walk forward like a zombie and trade, you know. And definitely this time he's going to be utilizing his wrestling more in this time. He's not going to take as many chances as he did in the last fight. I think he will utilize more his wrestling this time.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, he was just kind of just coming at you, not really doing much besides just, striking. I've seen a lot of your fights too, so I had a feeling this one was going to be a banger. I thought you guys were going to throw some blows. So they definitely lived up to the hype. Now, besides becoming the next WSOF World Lightweight Champion, what other goals do you have in MMA?
In MMA itself, man, right now I'm just trying to put mark my name in the planet, and maybe later on do some commentating. I'm not camera shy at all. I actually like it. Mm-hmm. So I would like to get into some commentating later on in the future.
Very good. Maybe just be next to Boss Rutan, maybe inside MMA.
Yeah, maybe you never know, man. I'm trilingual, bro. I speak fluent Portuguese, Spanish, and English. So
yeah.
I think it'd be a good move.
I got you now. Now here's something a little bit more personal. I know age does play a factor. Your birthday's coming up. You're in your 30s. How long do you think you might have plans to being in the fight game?
What I got planned and what God has planned are two complete different things. I would say that I will keep fighting as long as my body feels good. At the moment, I'm 34 years old and I'm not feeling anything like I'm slowing down. I'm not moving slower. I'm not feeling weaker. I'm not. If anything, I feel great. I have more speed than ever. I have tremendous power. My experience is gaining up. And I'll go as long as my body allows it.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're very fast in the ring, man. Since I've been watching your career, your speed and power is just what's kind of impressed me since I've been watching you. So not a lot of guys have like both of those like combinations. So yeah, you're very very good shape. So now I know a lot of fighters move around in different organizations. You've been in a few like Bellator. Is joining the UFC a goal if you had that opportunity, or are you just kind of content and maybe finish out your career with the WSOF?
Well, I'm making good money right now, man. There's a lot of fighters in UFC that are not making the type of money I'm making right now. Mm-hmm. I would definitely love to the competition, to go out there and fight those top 10 guys, and have a shot at that title over there. As long as I'm getting paid, But as of right now, I'm happy where I'm at.
Excellent. Now, tell us a little bit about. I know you said you're not camera shy. Tell us a little bit about your acting. I know you've done some stuff previously. Is there anything upcoming that we can see you in right now?
Well, not just yet. That was something I just literally just stumbled onto. My friend Level invited me one day to go and do an extra as a prisoner, and that same day, somebody behind the cameras recognized me. He was like, "Oh, you should be doing fight scenes," and he gave me the phone number to this other guy that's from JCB Productions, Juan, and this guy, took me in, under his wing. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some gigs." He put me on some novellas. I did some fight scenes, and then next thing you know, it led to Graceland. I was in the Graceland show, and I did a fight scene there. So right now, it's just been like stumbling onto it, but definitely after this fight, I do plan to get an agent and look a little more into it.
Very nice. You hear that, guys? He's looking into acting. Watch out, ladies. South Beach. That's awesome, man. Good. Yeah, actually, a buddy of mine, we're actually talking about that he said, "Oh, I seen him on Graceland." I was like, "No, he's been on some other stuff." And then he proved me wrong when he sent me the clip. So I was like, "All right, good. Just another come up for my man Palomino. That's awesome." Let's get to kind of like the fan side of it. You got Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor lightweight championship fight that's coming up. A lot of people talking about it's going to be UFC 194, I believe, this December. What are your takes on that? You got a favorite in that fight? Do you like Conor McGregor? Do you prefer Jose the Champ?
I can't stand Conor McGregor, man. But yeah, I'm definitely with the champ. Jose Aldo. I'm just completely against the whole idea of skipping the people that put in all the hard work, because this is a very hard sport, man. A very hard, underpaid sport. For us, for people like Ricardo Lamas, like Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes was number 3. Chad Mendes was number 1, and Ricardo Lamas was number 3. And, they worked their ass off to get what they were, and then the guy comes and just running his mouth to get a spot against the title before them. It's just the level of unfairness to me is just, it's horrific. But definitely with Aldo, I know that McGregor can hit hard, but he's definitely just one-dimensional. And Aldo is just complete. He stands against the best, and he's even chin tested. You know what I mean? He did 5 rounds with Chad Mendes. You know what I mean? So if you survive 5 rounds with Chad Mendes, you've been chin tested. So I don't think McGregor's knockout power is going to be that much of a factor in the fight to begin with. I think Aldo takes it.
Aldo takes it. Very good. Yeah, I'm waiting for that fight. I like Conor McGregor. I'm always judging guys on what they could do in the ring. I really don't watch him too much out the ring, especially Conor McGregor. He does like to run his mouth a little bit. Well, a lot of it actually. He's trying everybody in the UFC right now. So, but I like his in-ring presence. Now you did mention something that I find kind of interesting. You said, this guy, he ran his mouth a lot to get a, possibly potential title shot. Is that something that's prominent in all type of divisions, or is that something just mostly seen like in the UFC that it seems that's that way?
I think you see this more in the UFC, man. You can tell when they favor a guy. They'll build up people, and they'll favor, if you're marketable, which is business, man. You know what I mean? You can't, business is business. I mean, you have a fighter that can fight, and he can market himself better than others, and we're gonna give him more attention, and that's basically what's happening right now in UFC. So, yeah. Hey, kudos to him, man. He earned himself a shot. Whether it was through hard work or running his mouth, he earned it. So, hey,
That's right. Yeah, it's a little bit of both. He's a showboat. What can you say? That's what he has to do, I guess. German, what do you got for my man Palomino?
Oh man, first of all, I want to say I'm a big fan of Luis Baboon Palomino. I just want to tell you that.
Thank you, brother.
Knowing you in person, I know this man. That's why I'm like an extra fan, But Luis,
yeah.
You're in your prime. You're 34 years old right now. I just want to tell you, I just want to go for the people that, don't know you too well, because I'm a huge fan, but, for the people that don't know you too well, I want to go through, your whole career, have your thoughts on some of it.
Okay.
You started out in 2006. You started out 3-0 in Absolute Fighting Championship. You have some very, very impressive wins, including future UFC 7 competitor Jeremy May by unanimous decision. My question to you is, how does it feel being one of the few fighters out of Miami and also one of the few Peruvian fighters, the best to ever do it out of both places? How do you feel about that?
I feel great, man. I mean, in my hometown, I literally grew up in Miami, man, and, it was rough in the beginning, but, I just feel proud to represent the city, my country always, of course, Peru, and, to do the work that I do and have the following, man, is, it gives me the fuel to keep going, man,
Yeah. What made you choose being an MMA fighter to begin with, from the get?
Well, I found myself fighting a lot in the street, as you may remember, and, I did a whole lot of fighting, a whole lot of street fighting, and it came to the point where, like, I didn't want to see my mom suffer no more, man, for my stupid mistakes, street fighting, going to jail, stuff like that. So, I knew I had to make a turn. And I remember all the years of capoeira, my two capoeira brothers, Rafael Asunción and Junior Asunción, ended up going, they left Miami for like 5 years. They were doing jiu-jitsu in Atlanta. All of a sudden they're fighting. And next thing you know, Rafael Asunción's fighting in UFC. And then my friend Junior when I was fighting at UFC. I'm like, oh man, hey, hold up. I grew up with these guys too. We did some stuff together. And I said I can do this too, and that definitely gave me the motivation to say, you know what, I want to be a fighter. And sure enough, I went to my capoeira master, Master Cesar, and I told him, hey, look, I wanna do this. I wanna fight. And he said, well, if you want to fight, then you have to humble yourself and start all over again, and you got to start with jiu-jitsu. I said, okay.
Gotcha.
He took me to a jiu-jitsu gym and did about 6 months. The people there literally laughed when I said that I wanted to fight in 8 months. Because there was guys there that were black belts that only had like 3 pro fights that just started fighting, and they're like literally like not everybody knew that I spoke and understood Portuguese. So there were some people there that I heard with my own ears, like, oh, this guy's crazy, And sure enough, 8 months later, I was just a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I had no training partners. I had no wrestling background. I had no conditioning trainer. I had no idea that you can cut weight. So I was weighing like 167 and I started fighting at 170. And, I went into my first fight in AFC and I got that 1 minute, 23 second knockout. And that's how it all started, man.
Wow. You were fighting kind of heavy there. What'd you say? 170?
I used to fight at 170, man. My first fight and my second fight, I think it was I did like a good 8 fights at 170, I think. My second fight was 25 second knockout in the first round.
Gotcha. Yeah, I did not know you were fighting that heavy. That's kind of big there.
Yeah, man. You mentioned Jeremy May earlier. When I fought Jeremy May, man, Jeremy May is 6'3", bro. And so I go. I'm at the weigh-ins, and this dude is in a sauna suit running back and forth. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Oh, my God.
And, so after the fight, I won by decision that fight. The guy's 6'3". When I'm in the cage, I'm looking across the cage, and I'm like, this dude is bigger than yesterday. He was not this big, he was that tall, but he was not that filled in like this. What the hell's going on? So then after the fight, after I beat him, I asked him, what were you doing over there? The weigh-ins or the silence and all. Oh, I was cutting weight still, man. I had 5 pounds to go. What you mean you had 5 pounds to go on a day of wins? And like, yeah, man, I come down from 200. And I was like, what? And then he tells me that he was like about 185 when he fought me. I was like, damn, I was just like 167.
Well, you know what? That's impressive in itself that, you whooped up on the guy, got the decision, 20 pounds difference. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a huge difference, man. I'm only 5'8". He was 6'3" and, very close to 200 pounds, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Which brings me to my next question, Louis. See, you have a very impressive resume under your belt here. You beat Nick Gonzalez. You beat Troy Gerhardt. You beat Rafael Diaz, Jose Figueroa. You beat Peter Grimes, Charles Bennett, James Warfield. Now, my question to you is, see, a lot of people, like, they followed your career and they're really impressed. A lot of people don't know you're really talented. You got other talents besides fighting, like music and all of that. But also, my question is, do you like other sports like NFL, basketball, and what are your teams if you do?
No, not at all, bro. Never liked any other sports. Never played any other sports other than fighting or capoeira or breakdancing. Just recently, that my son is 12 years old now, and he likes basketball. I play basketball with him, and I literally played the most with my son than I ever played in my life. But, no, not much of a sports person, man. Just in a fight game.
Got you. Alrighty, and what is your opinion about Ronda Rousey? What she's doing now?
No, Ronda Rousey is ahead of her time, man. Ronda Rousey is like I would say like a Muhammad Ali in the women's division.
Gotcha. Yeah,
she's just ahead of her time. There's really no competition out there for her, other than my good friend Amanda Nunes. That if she beats Misha Tate, man, she can have a nice run with
that's right.
With Rousey.
She is fighting. You said Amanda, right?
Yeah, Amanda Nunes. She's fighting Misha Tate next.
Right. She's working out of your camp, right? She's at MMA Masters.
She was with us. She was with us, and she's left little less than a year ago or half a year ago. She's with America's Top Team now. She's a lot more women over there. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that you say you don't think there's anybody out there right now that could bang with Ronda Rousey. I said the same thing in episode 1.
said the same thing.
Yeah, we had our top 5 contenders in episode 1 for Rousey and Chris Weidman. And I basically, threw out a couple of people, but at the end of the day, I said there's really nobody that can probably compete with her in the UFC right now.
Yeah. She's ahead of her time.
Yep.
Yep, man. What do you think of Weidman right now? How he's undefeated?
He's doing great, man. I mean, who else is up there right now? Who else is in his weight class right now that can give him some damage? I don't see much. I mean, well, you know what? The 2 next guys, man, I think is Luke Rockhold and Jacare.
Yeah, the Rockhold right now is he's actually going to fight the undercard of the Jose Aldo and McGregor fight. That's the
Luke
undercard.
Rockhold and Weidman, yes. And Jacare is next up in line, and Joel Romero. I mean, those guys that are coming after, man, for that belt, they can present some serious problems for Weidman.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty. I like the Cuban guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my
Romero,
head.
That dude's a beast, man.
Yes.
The dude is a beast. He's a physical freak.
Yeah. Yes, he is definitely. That was actually one of my top guys for Weidman right now, to try to take him out because he's up there in age too. He's about like 37, 38, so not that many guys go past 40 in this game.
Yeah, but see, that's when you go to the preference thing again, where you give Luke Rockhold the title shot, and then you have the 2 monsters like Joel Romero and Jacare kill each other to get to the shot. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they're always gonna favor somebody, man.
Yes, exactly. That's why, and you know what else is crazy about this? That's why I think the end of the year UFC card is going to be nasty because those 2 guys are fighting each other. That's why it's going to be so sick. That UFC 194 is going to be a good card.
Yep.
Yeah, I always wanted to ask someone, of your caliber, like a professional like you, what they thought of, like, some guy that's doing some noise, But so yeah, my next question is kind of like, not based on fighting. I just wanted to know what's your favorite type of music?
I stick to my 90s rap, man. This crap they're playing in the radio, man, it's gonna either destroy the radio in my car or ruin my ears for life, man. But this crap that's coming out right now, I just can't deal with it. So I stick to my old school music, man. My DMX, Outkast, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang Clan. The stuff that we grew up with, man, because the music today is just straight up garbage, man.
It is.
Oh man, it's so refreshing hearing you say that. Oh my God,
it's true. It's a lot of it's like pop-ish, hip-hop-ish, and a lot of auto-tune. It's just sloppy. I don't know. I'm not digging it myself either.
You read my mind, Louis.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, like, I've seen you've been in Absolute Fighting Championship and XFC and Bellator. You even done some outside promotions, CFA. What was your favorite one? And, what was the difference? And also, this is kind of like a double question. Just a few losses. What did you learn from, some of your losses that you've had? Because I know they were really close. Just wondering, like, which one did you like? Which ones did you prefer?
Yeah, I've done so many shows, man. I've had so many shows on my way up here. I would say, two to ring the bell big time before getting to World Series of Fighting would be CFA. I had a lot of fun in CFA, and G-Force. G-Force was a show that was made by Glenn Bryce, the Heat player, and he was so cool with me, man.
Really?
Yeah, he had his own shows called G-Force. I was a champion at 155 in his show when I knocked out Darren Cruikshank that fights for UFC today. It's just the way that the treatment, man. They treated me really well, on G-Force and their shows. There was so much love for the Spider because Glenn Rice being an athlete, the way that he took care of his athletes, man, it was special, man. It was very special. CFA, I had a lot of fun, man. I had a 4-fight win streak there, and CFA, one thing that they did was, Lazaro and George, they were about the fighters too. Was another thing that I liked, and they were about the competition, man. Like how how in like shows like UFC, people get favored and protected sometimes. In CFA, man, they would bring me, like I told them, look, I'll sign with you guys as long as you bring me the best. And they literally brought me the best, man. They brought me guys from the outside. They got me guys.
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking at that. That was
they got me guys like Efrain Scudero. They got me guys like, Crazy Horse, man. Crazy Horse, I was a fan of Crazy Horse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching Crazy Horse for a long time, man. And now I'm fighting him, and I'm here, and I knocked him out. They brought me big names, man. What I asked for, So those are two shows that ring a bell: G-Force and CFA.
Got you. Yeah, I was wondering, just because you've been to so many different,
Yeah, and for the other question, losses, I've had about 2 submission losses, maybe 3, and I had a very embarrassing one. That was against Pat Curran. It was called the Peruvian necktie, and he was going for a Japanese necktie, and I escaped it, and then he ended up catching me in a Peruvian necktie.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. So that right there sent my hair like I will never be submitted again. And I've never been submitted since then.
I got you.
You learn that you can't rest in certain places. You know what I mean? And that's I would say that's one of the biggest things, not to rest in the wrong place.
See, and that's why I asked you that question, Louis, because I know that nowadays, like right this second, I see you're way more aggressive. Like you're way more aggressive. You're going forward more. I like what I see, man. And to tell you the truth, I'm very high on you, man. I feel like sky's the limit for you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
I see you holding some hardware here shortly, man. I'll tell you what.
You know it, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much I have for the boss, man.
Yeah, so again, we're talking with Luis Baboon Palomino. He has the upcoming title shots for the WSOF, that's World Series of Fighting, the World Lightweight Championship. And he's speaking with us from Arizona, where he's got his training camp at. He's hopping in chambers. He's going through the 12 rings of death, whatever those guys do out there to prepare for these fights. So again, I want to just thank Louis for spending some time with us today and letting us ask him some questions, getting to know him a little better, so the listeners could come back and be like, this is the man right here. Not just, talking about training and fighting, but, we got a little bit in depth with the Baboon. Also, there's one thing I want to throw out there before we finish, wrap up here. I remember one thing back in Miami when we were younger in our teenage years. He said something to me that I still remember to this day. He says, whatever I put my mind to, I accomplish. That, and I don't remember where we were at, but I remember he said that. And actually, something else I want to bring up. You still cutting hair, Palomino?
Nah, man, I just stopped many years ago.
You stopped? You know why? Because
I don't even cut my own son's hair, man. I had enough of that. I did it for 13 years, man.
Okay.
I actually did very well.
I'm gonna just throw it out there because I could say that I was one of the guys that got faded up at Palomino back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, and I want to throw something else out there, Kevin. Palomino, man, I'm interested in a collab with you, man, on some music, man. If you're still doing that too, cause you were.
Oh man, I haven't. Yeah, I lost my notebook, man. I haven't done that in years, my brother. But old habits break. Hard to break. So you never know, man. You throw something in there. Hey, man, before I let you guys go, man, I wanna thank take a moment to thank my people, man, my sponsors.
Go right ahead, man. Take your time.
All right, so big thanks to Vaporfy, Mouth Grid, Clinch Gear, Nova Kitchen and Bar, Versa Climber, Pentacore Nutrition, MMA Masters, Massages in Space, The Drip Room, 1-800-INJURED, Live Free CrossFit, Hugo Florido, and Cauliflower Culture, man. Thanks for everybody that helped me out for this camp.
Excellent. Yes, thanks for backing up the hopefully the future champion of the WSOF lightweight champ, Luis Baboon Palomino. Once again, thanks for being on the show. And,
thanks, Palomino.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me, bro. Take care.
Thank you.